Dragons for me, as a bare minimum, they look physically better. They like Jaden Sewer looks like he's been eating dumbbells in the off-season, right? He just looks big and strong.
Yeah, he does.
Lomax looks decent, like for a guy that was a flashy centre, now is doing tough things on the wing.
Zach's got to realise, like if you want to do, like, for the flashy stuff and involvement, I think wingers do more than centres. Like most centres these days, it's a blue-collar position, lead the kick, chase and that. I don't know why he doesn't want to...
But it's funny, like we marvel at the flash, right? But I guarantee you, if you do 10 hard things, the flash will come.
It'll happen.
If you start a game looking for flash, you're not going to get it. But it's somehow, when you do the hard work, the good stuff comes on top. And Moses Suli looks fit as he's ever looked.
I heard an interview with Flano, and he said collectively as a group, they've lost an enormous... He said, I think Flano said something like he will weigh, like the term, take everyone's weight and say, right, as a side... As a squad, we've lost 176 kilos.
Yeah, right.
He said there's certain forwards that have lost 8 kilos.
Yeah.
He's just hit them straight between the eyes and said, boys, you've got to lose some weight and you've got to be fitter.
And I reckon, let's use Lomax as an example. Again, I've never been coached by Shane Flang, but I'm guessing that he's gone, Zac, this is what I think of you. And Zac's gone, whoa. But I think this is where you can get to if you do 1, 2, 3. And he's giving him a bit of a clip, but also a challenge to get to that. And, he looks in good shape.
I've never seen him work so hard.
Yeah, he had 200-something metres with 20-plus carries, which I'm going to say that's the first time he's done that.
Coops, let's do a bit of a scenario here, right? Me and you, it's a Saturday, the night before.
Still continuing from the night before, or is it a new day?
Matty Johns. We're having a beer at the North Wollongong Hotel on the Saturday. Dragons have had the big win the night before. Because we're at the game the night before, we're commentating. Yeah. And I said, let's blow off our wives, let's have a night out together, right? And you're silly enough to accept. So we're sitting there at the bar and what do you mean? What do you mean no more? Right? Anyway, so Zac Lomax comes over to the table.
Yep.
G'day, boys. Hey, Zac, mate, you're playing so good and the side's going... Mate, you're booming. Good on you, mate. It's great to see. Fellas, I'm thinking about... I don't really like playing the wing. I'm thinking about asking for a lease and going to a club for less. What would you say?
So, Zac, you're playing the best football of your career right now. You are focusing on the hardest part of the game, which is making all your cool stuff look even better.
Yep.
You want to play Origin football and be the best version of yourself. Keep doing what you're doing for the next 20, 30 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you might add to your centre game and become the best centre in the competition. But right now you are learning a lot of lessons around how tough it is to be consistently good in the NRL. His name is being tossed up for Origin, right? And not that I like helping New South Wales, but if Zac Lomax can do it for 20, 30, 40 weeks, he's in the Origin contention. He's done it for 7 weeks. I would love to see him do a longer version of what he's doing.
Coops, he's been spoken about so often the last few years to make potential Origin. This is the first time.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, actually, he looks like he deserves it now.
But if I'm picking the team, I want to see him do it for 20 more weeks.
Of course you do.
That's Origin. That is Origin football. If you can do it for consistent periods of time, over long periods, then you start putting your name up in lights. But to answer your question, Zac is playing the best football of his career and he's had a coach that's made him uncomfortable and it's actually making him play his best footy.
You're not wrong. Whatever Flano said to him in the off-season...
He's hit him between the eyes.
He's hit him between the eyes, lit a fire under him, and he's getting the best out of it.
It's working for Zac.
Tell you what, Flano's got him defending well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's always been a hallmark of Flano's coaching, that defensive energy, commit yourself in defence, discipline. Early in the game, they had a lot of possession down there, the Warriors, through a lot of quality attack too. There were times they had a 4-on-2 advantage, but they managed to snuff it out.
Yep, the Dragons of old, they would have been down 18-0 after that first 15, 20 minutes, but they kept the scoreboard at 6. They went down the other end, got an opportunity, scored, and all of a sudden they ran away with it. The thing about Flanagan is that he's no frills, right? Like he's got his team physically and mentally tough. Like you can see that. Like Jaden Sewer looks like he's been living in the gym for the last 6 months. Tyrell Sloan was how can I say this, like flamboyant and like to move around the field.
He was flighty.
But he's going into tackles, he's having a crack at the moment, you know what I mean? And he's still doing the good stuff. But defensively, I think they've got a system that's pretty steady. They're nice, straight and square, and it's working.
Dragons have got themselves into the 8.
It's like that 8th spot, no one wants it. The Dolphins have an opportunity, they drop it, and the Dragons...
What a monster game on Sunday. You got the Dragons up against the Sharks, the local derby down in Wollongong.
Yep.
After that, they've got the Eels after that, and they got a decent run home. Yep. If they can find a way to win on Sunday, mate, lock them into the top 8.
Well, the only problem with that, they have to win because their for and against is poor. So the Dolphins have a positive one, and they've got a tougher run. The Dolphins, they play the Broncos and Storm.
Oh, Storm,
at some stage, So they have got a tougher run. So it is absolutely pole position for the Dragons right now. Who would have thought that a while ago? But I thought, it's almost like you can't trust that 8th spot at the moment, but they have got the advantage at the moment.
It's like the Dogs. It's a great story. He's done a great job, Flano. I heard him interviewed when he sort of right at the back end of their pre-season, and he just spoke about how he's just got them fit. He said there's a number of forwards in there. He said he just took a lot of kilos off them.
We love a storyline, and Dragons by Flanagan, potentially going to be in the 8 in his first year at the Dragons. Or you got Wayne on the other side who went to the new club, hasn't played finals. You don't think he wants that on his resume before he takes off. So it's there for the taking. It is there for the taking.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting final series. Dragons, great season for Flano. Great season for Flano. Big improvement. The fact they went into that, at the end they were in a chance to make the 8 and they'll be disappointed they didn't make the 8. That's a big improvement. He's just getting used to winning again.
It's almost like they've had bad habits for a long period of time and the bad habits turned up at the wrong time for them. I don't like you. They choked. They had the 8th spot in their grasp. Yep. All they had to do was win one of those games. And they conceded a lot of points. Their intensity went out. That's the one thing that they showed. When their forward pack was dominant and playing physical, that's when they played their best football.
Yep.
And when they didn't, that's when they conceded heaps of points.